Hi, everybody, and welcome to Manga Palate, the show where I, Pasticie Luna, here with my co-host,
Manga Chef Isaiah.
yeah, watch and or read a thing and talk about it. You picked a thing this week. What'd you pick?
This week I picked Cells at Work.
Yeah, Hataraku Saibou. This is the second time I'm going to thank you for picking a thing I wanted to watch, but I never got around to watching anyway, and I now have an excuse to watch.
Yeah, I also want to watch it.
So yeah, that's cool.
That's why I picked it.
Super works for me. Super works for me. Did you know a lot about it beforehand? Or like what prompted you to pick it, if you don't mind my asking?
I want to see how they would make an anime about the human body.
Okay, cuz I mean like you could have watched it how much time over, since it's come out. And I was just wondering why you're like, you know what? Now's a good enough time.
Because it seems to be doing pretty well. I thought it'd be like a
Yeah, it's getting
weird niche
Go ahead.
thing that only a few people like. But
You say that, but yeah, but there's like 8 spin-offs or whatever.
so yeah, I was wondering why it's so popular.
I think I don't know. I feel like it's pretty chill as far as the show is concerned. Okay, so I guess let's get into it, right? We're gonna talk about the anime because the manga's still running and there's a whole bunch of shit.
Hmm.
So the anime originally ran in 2018, and it was started on July 8th, 2018, and it ended on September 29th, 2018. And yeah, it's based on a manga by a writer named Akane Shimizu. And yeah, well, like I said, there's a lot of spin-offs, which is the thing that really gets me. It's like bacteria work, cells that don't work, Hataraku Saibou Black, which is one that I checked out recently. Hataraku Saibou Friend, platelets, and yeah, they're gonna do an anime for Hataraku Saibou Black next year. It's planned to come out January next year, so that ought to be a thing. Do you know anything about Hataraku Saibou Black?
No.
Yeah, so like Hataraku Saibou Black is supposed to be. So you know how Hataraku Saibou is just following a person's immune system, right?
Uh-huh.
So like the distinction here is that Black is about a body that's like breaking down. So it's like a person who suffered from alcoholism and nicotine addiction. The first chapter is literally he started smoking again after he quit 10 years ago. This can only go down. This can only get worse.
Oh, so it gets even sadder.
So yeah. Well, it's not that sad in the regular one because the person is alive and they're fine.
I mean, in the black version, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. The point is they're in a body that is breaking down. They're in the body of a person who's dying.
Mm.
So like the sun, because that's kind of what happens when your body is ravaged by addiction and stuff. You're just slowly dying. So that's what it's about. It's about the same kind of cells in the body, except it's about a person who's dying. So the outlook is not happy at all. That's ergo the title Black.
Got it.
Yeah. So okay. This show has so many fucking characters, so I only wrote down like 5 of them. The 5 that keep coming up the most. So there's the red blood cell, played by Kana Hanazawa, who's been in a lot of shit. So like Shiori Shinomiya from Kaminomi, Kosaki Onodera, the loser from Nisekoi, and the best sister in Gotobun no Hanayomi, Ichika. Fight Me. The white blood cell is voiced by Tomoaki Maeno, and he was in Token Rambu and a bunch of other things. One thing that I noticed was he was Squalo, one of the 2 assassins in part 5, the guy who has the shark. It's called The Clash. The killer T Cell is voiced by Daisuke Ono, another person who's done a lot of things. The one that I always think of immediately is Kurushitsuji because it's Fujo bait, and it's like just what as a thing I watched. What is it? 3 seasons? Is it going on to 4? I don't know. Book of Circus came out, so like that's yeah. And he's also Jotaro in part 3 of JoJo no Kimi no Boken. The platelets are voiced by Mariana Nagawa, which I see a lot of the stuff that I saw from the show was the platelets and the macrophage. So I was like, oh, okay. Mariana Nagawa has not done a lot. The only thing that I found that like really stood out in terms of things, that she's really remembered for is that she was in that show Kobayashi-san no Chimei Dragon as the little girl Kana. And last but not least, Macrophage is voiced by Kikuo Inoue. That one of the the people who's known for saying I'm always 17. How old are you? 17 plus 7,000 days. Sure, whatever that's about. And she's worked since like the 90s. So she was Belle Dandy in Megami-sama. She was Lost from Fullmetal Alchemist. She's done a lot of other shit. Here's this one is for me because I never let it go. Shizuka Nekonome, the teacher from Rosario to Vampire. Yeah, it's the cat.
Yeah,
it's the cat lady. So yeah, all right. It was 12 episodes. I already told you when it started, when it ended. What do you got? What do you want to say?
I like it.
All right, cool. That's a start.
They did it.
Really? That's it? They did it? They did. No, wait,
hold
on. Explain that sentence.
I'll explain what they did.
Explain that sentence. Yeah, they did it. What the fuck does that mean?
They made an anime on the human body.
Well, it seems to mostly be the immune system. It's not like other stuff.
Yeah, it's not.
Like Black talks about the other parts of the body because it's like, oh, this guy is dying, so here's what your liver is like when you've been suffering from alcoholism for a long time. But this is like, oh, I got streptococcus, fuck, and then they deal with it, and like I got pneumonia, fuck, deal with it. I got the flu, fuck, deal with it. I got a parasite, fuck, deal with it. It's not the body as much as it is the immune system.
Yeah, it's a Germ of the Week show.
A Germ of the Week? Is that what you're gonna call it?
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, Monster of the Week, but no, Germ of the Week. Except for that time that they got heat stroke.
Oh yeah, but there's a germ in there.
Or internal hemorrhaging.
That was just an injury.
That's the other one.
Well, there's 2 injuries, I guess. But there's bacterias in injuries, so there could have been a germ in there.
Yeah. But yeah, well, I'm just saying the germ isn't the cause of the issue.
Yeah, you're right.
Hemorrhaging is not because you got sick. Hemorrhaging is because, oh fuck, you're losing blood fast, and that's not good.
Mhm. But it's kind of like, I guess.
Same thing with heat stroke.
I guess what happened to your body every day. No, it doesn't really work.
It is about the immune system fighting off infection generally.
Yeah.
And the ways that your body does that, as characterized by anime characters. I mean, literally just characterized.
Yeah, they got all the anime tropes.
Yeah, and anthropomorphism, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, no, anthropomorphism I think is animals, isn't it? So I guess I mean personifying.
Personification.
Where they're made people.
Okay.
Yeah, personification. That's what I meant. You're right. Thank you. Good job. Cool. So, all right, you like it?
No, I have
Thanks.
more. I have more to say about it.
Please.
I like their hats. They look like cells.
Okay, hold on a second. You said you had more, and you immediately went, I like that they have hats.
I like the red blood cell hats. Yeah.
Oh, you like the red blood cell hats. But not the hat that says kill on it?
No, that's too direct.
Which is what the killer T-cell has a hat that says kill.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. That's so fucking dumb. It's like, who's the killer? The guy who dresses in black with a hat that says kill. And then the naive T-cell, his hat says naive.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
And he's also a little bitch. Until he gets stronger.
He's also afraid. He's a rookie, more or less.
He hasn't...
And then
Oh yeah, I like how they give all the facts, too. Like...
I was gonna mention that, is that it seems like weirdly researched, and I like that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just saying, oh, this is what happens. It goes like, these are the things about the macrophage. The macrophage, within this, the limits of the veins, right, becomes a monocyte. But outside of the context of the monocyte, it becomes a macrophage. And the macrophage is a web, blah, 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 blah. And it just, like, goes over it.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, that's nice.
It's kind of like King and Ashura.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like we tend to like things that do that. Now that I think about it, because like, what do I like about Shiton Gakuen that they do that? What do I like about Kengan Asura that they do that? What do I like about
Yeah.
the reason I think Killing Bites is worse than Kengan Asura is because yeah, it does the animal thing, but it's other than that, it's not particularly interesting. But I like that animal thing, and that's exactly what this is doing. But it's about like the immune system.
Yeah.
I realize that I think I this might be a running theme, like intensely researched topic that I really like.
I don't know why I like it. It's like you're watching the History Channel, but in a cartoon.
Yeah, it feels like they put in a lot of work, and I dig it.
Yeah.
Like when you watch those nature documentaries, and they just like keep talking about how the claws of the falcon are designed to do this and this, and you're just like, ah, interesting. It's the same thing, except like it's a lady in a maid dress hacking a thing in half with the giant cleaver.
Yeah.
And it's like the macrophage serves many different functions inside of the human body. And I'm like, ah, okay.
I learned so much about macrophages.
Yeah.
They also aid the red blood cells.
Yeah, huh. Before they do the enucleizing, which is when the red blood cell, because it doesn't have mitochondria. Like, yeah, I learned things. This is very informative. I dig that. You want to know something that I thought was kind of fun? You remember the cancer cell, right? Where the cancer cell's like, oh, fuck, I didn't ask to be born this way, because cancer cells are mutations, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cancer cell was voiced by Akira Ishida. And, like, it took me a sec to recognize why I knew that voice. And then, like, once it registered, I was like, oh, okay, it's Athrun and Kaoru and so many other fucking people. Oh, what's up? What's up, dude? And the thing is, in the manga, the cancer cell shows up a bunch because, you know, the way cancer works when it's in remission is like it's gone, but it isn't necessarily gone for forever, right?
Yeah, you can only get rid of most of it, not all of it.
Yeah, like it sometimes just comes back because it's like a issue with the division of cells.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, that's the thing. The cancer cell shows up every once in a while. It's like, hey, I'm here. And it's like, it's interesting that the show was like, it's just an idea of what cancer cells are like.
They have the killer T cell.
That was, yeah.
It's specifically designed.
And the natural killer cell.
Especially designed to deal with cancer cells.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about the body, isn't it? It's got so much shit going on all at once that, like, you feel as like, oh, I coughed. And it's like, that doesn't really mean much, but it's like because your whole body's doing a whole bunch of shit at once to keep you from dying.
Makes me really appreciate the human body.
Mm-hmm. And it was just personified in this way for some reason. It's interesting that you were like, I don't know. I feel like I'm wondering why it was popular, and I'm like, I don't know either because it's essentially like it has a lot of similarities to other things. But I guess the distinction here is it's about human physiology. You know what I noticed? Do you know what animation studio did this?
No.
That I realized when I was watching the credits and seeing stuff happen.
Who was it?
It's David Production, and David Production are best known for doing the JoJo anime.
Oh.
But they do like a bunch of other shit. Like they were doing Fire Force, that manga that's been getting pretty popular by Atsushi Kubo, the guy who made Soul Eater, and also they made the Nep Nep anime, another show that is bizarrely nice looking for like no reason. It's like when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this looks really nice. Why does this look so nice? And I was like, oh, it's David Production. Oh, that's interesting. That's not a thing I remember. So that's cool. They're also going to be doing the second season. So like, who knows where that's gonna go?
Probably to the darker.
'Cause there's the second season of this anime, and then there's also supposed to be an adaptation of Black.
Probably to the darker topics.
Yeah. This is very nice to look at, which is not something I expected.
It's kind of like a.
Anything else, buddy? Besides you like the hats?
Kind of like an educational course. I like the way they tried to have like a relationship.
Is that how you read that? You read it as they were like romantically interested in each other?
No, more like a friendship thing.
Yeah, that's how I read it. Especially the part where that reminds me of fucking Hajimete no Otsukai, where like the red blood cell's like, all right, I'm gonna try to make it to the heart and out all by myself, and then the white blood cell's just following her, going, oh god, I hope she's doing okay. It reminded me of that TV show, Hajimete no Otsukai, where like little kids go out to do errands for their parents, and the camera crew follows them to see how well it goes.
Uh,
She's like, you could do it. You could do it. I believe in you.
is that a real life show?
Just keep going. Just keep going. Huh?
Is that like a real life show?
Yeah, it's a reality show.
Uh,
Like it's just parents go like, hey, could you go buy a bag of rice? And then like the 5-year-old's like, I got this, because it's important to teach kids independence. It's like a huge part of growing up in Japan. So like yeah, they have the kid go do a thing, and then the camera crew goes like, all right, let's see how it goes. Kind of reminded me of that, where he's just like, no, make a left, please make a left. There you go, good job. And he just keeps following her.
mm-hmm.
And then Daisuke Ono punches them in the mouth and says, stop being a pussy and having friends. Grow up. We're supposed to be ready to kill at any moment. What was it? Keep your heart's knife sharp because you might need to use it at any moment or something.
I don't remember the exact quote.
I think it was,
It was something like that.
really close to that, because I remember him saying, Kokoro no knife. And I was like, heart's knife what? I think it was something like, you have to keep your heart's knife sharp because you might need to use it at any moment. And it's like, okay.
I remember him saying
He's like, what? You want to go play cards with the other cells? You fucking spineless pussy. And he punched him in the mouth.
And then I forgot that cell's name, but it always shows him like the photos. Like, here, look.
The dendrite. I remember that because dendritic. Because dendrite is what they call the veins of plants, and that's why he's got like a whole plant theme going on.
Oh yeah, he's always showing the photos.
They
Like, this is what they used to be like.
Yeah. He also did it for when they was showing the naive T cell a bunch of shit. It's like, look, they're hard on you because they see the weakness in themselves when they were your age, and they just want you to be better. And I'm like, huh, okay.
But yeah, this isn't really heavy on the narrative, or it's not really heavy.
Not much of one, really. The one thing you could say is that it's the blood cell and the red blood cell and the white blood cell becoming friendlier, I guess. That's the one thing.
Yeah, like appreciating their work, I think.
They become more and more friendly till at the end they're like, yeah, I'm glad you're alive. It's like, I'm glad you're alive too. I do love the blood transfusion bit at the end,
Mm-hmm.
where like all those other red blood cells show up and they go like, where the fuck are we? I don't know. What do you need done? Oh shit, yeah. Hey, are you a red blood cell? Nah, our clothes are different, but they look kind of like us. Fuck it, let's do it. And it's just supposed to be that this is a blood transfusion.
I like the accents they had.
That's fun. I do like that they all have like a weird, and a Western accent.
And they're all like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. I wonder. I don't remember. Because I don't remember seeing her again. But like, did her like her senior red blood cell die? Or because like a whole bunch of people disappeared.
Oh no, she was there at the end.
She was there, right? Yeah.
She ran
I
towards her
remember.
at the end.
I remember her seeing her like junior red blood cell and going like, yeah, we did it. But I can't remember the older one, because I remember she grabs one by accident thinking it's the junior, and then she goes like, who the fuck are you? It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those fake out gags where it's like cut to, you know, like there's the one where the red blood cell avoids getting killed by one of the fucking bacterium, and goes like, did I just dodge? I did it. I might be able to get out of fuck, dead end. There's a lot of that kind of joke.
Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm not gonna get lost again.
Yeah.
They get really obvious.
Mm-hmm. Or the
Also, the bad guys always say everything they're gonna do.
well, yeah. You said germ of the week. I was like, that does feel appropriate. I wouldn't have phrased it like that, but that feels like the most appropriate way to phrase that.
But now they try to educate you on what the germ is.
Yeah, it's like, haha, I'm here to cause you to die of the scarlet fever, and they're like, oh no, and then they do a thing.
Or they try to avenge their like siblings, the grape germ,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
What was it called? Sickle cell.
That was staph. I think it was they always have such long names because they're actual diseases, but it's the thing that makes staph infections.
I remember it looks like a grape.
Like Staphylococcus something. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I think it was Staphylococcus.
Yeah, Staphylococcus something. But like, that's what I mean. But like, usually we just say staph. They're like, oh shit, they got a staph infection. It's like Staphylococcus something. I don't remember. I do like that one episode that was about allergies, because it was like, this is why your body freaks the fuck out when you have allergies, because like, basically your body thinks it's gonna die for no reason, even though it's very mundane, and everything goes nuts. And that's why you need to take antihistamines. to help suppress the histamine production so you don't freak the fuck out.
But then there was too much antihistamine.
No, there was too much histamines, and then that was the Oh, you mean like the steroids? Yeah.
I mean, histamine, yeah.
Well, that's why you're supposed to. They have directions on the drug packages. Like, you don't take 8 Motrin. That's not. They explicitly say don't do that because you could fuck yourself up.
No, I meant like, wasn't the histamines like making the germs grow even more?
No, it's allergens. So the histamines were just causing a whole bunch of sneezing and coughing and shit because they were like, because the thing is, the histamines are like produced when there's a huge amount of a hormone that's used to cut down on allergens. So it'll be like the B cell will like attack an allergen, and then it'll use this chemical to do that. And then there'll be so much of it that the body goes, all right, we have to correct this. How do we correct this? With histamines, right? But then you get so many histamines, you start causing like sneezing and coughing and all that shit. And that's what allergic reactions are. So then you take like antihistamines to help reduce the histamine production, and that'll stop your like, coughing and shit. But then again, you like any kind of medicine, honestly, you're supposed to take it as is directed, because if you take too much, then you hurt yourself.
Then the Terminator comes in a capsule.
So like I guess that person was taking a kind of anabolic steroid, which is, you know, a fine thing you could take as long as you take it in a proper dosage.
And that kills all the too many cells, I guess.
Yeah.
Too much waste.
Yeah. So like that's what it was. Which is like fine. I dig that, because I was like, I feel like a lot of people don't know how allergies work, because it really is your body just deciding, oh god, this will kill me, even if it's not gonna. And it's just that whatever that thing happens to be for you. For some people it's peanuts. For me it's amoxicillin. So like amoxicillin makes my body freak the fuck out.
What's amoxicillin?
It's one of the variations of penicillin. 'Cause you know, like penicillin is derived from a fungus.
So it's like another type of fungus.
Yeah, it's another kind of fungus that like is made from a similar kind of family. That's why they end with "cillin." Like that's how they name viruses, or like they name things. So like penicillin is a bunch of different different similar types. Penicillin is actually also made in your body through your kidneys. But like anyway, so yeah, like one of them, amoxicillin, is the one that like fucks me up. It's like but what sucks about that is that like amoxicillin is a thing that sometimes they give you when you're infected with like viruses, because it's an antibiotic, right? So like I can't take that or I'll fucking just die.
It's super important.
Yeah. So like they have other things they have to give me. That's why they always ask you what you're allergic to, because if you're allergic to a kind of thing that people use as like medicine, using that will not cure you. It will only make things worse, because then your body will be freaking out.
Well, they're supposed to. They're supposed to axe you.
Yeah. So like penicillin's supposed to help.
Some people don't get axed and they die.
So, you know, that. I thought that was neat. I also like how the natural killer cell and the fucking killer T cell are like weird shitty siblings. The way the killer T cell talks to her, it makes me think of a guy arguing with his shitty older sister. It's like, quit being such a bitch. It's like, shut up. Oh, you're so cool going off to work on your own, yeah.
I guess. I thought it was more like they just wanted to do their job the best. Or like, no, I'm better. No, I'm better.
No, there's a kind of like aggressive jabbing that is not. Like it reminds me a lot of like, I know you can't do shit, so I'm gonna do it. And it's like, no, I can do it just fine. Fuck you. It's less so like a competitive thing and just genuinely saying you have to pick up for someone else. And it just kind of reminded me of that, especially because she like goes out of her way to fuck with him and laugh at him.
I think they just both wanted to kill the cancer, but the killer T was obviously better.
Cancer's weird. Cancer's a weird thing, but yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about?
I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I mean, I don't really have much to say besides like, that's cool how informative it is.
Yeah.
I really do dig the whole like, oh hey, do you know how important the macrophage is in the immune system? It does so many different things. And it's like, no, I didn't. Thanks, TV show. I'm kind of interested in reading a bunch of the different spin-off manga now, because there's so many. Like, it seems like they just narrow it down to different things. Because I've seen Black, like I've read Black a bit. I haven't read it in a while, so I probably have to go check it out again. But I remember reading the first 10 or so chapters. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Is it the same characters?
So what?
It's the same like red and white cell.
Yeah, but it's not the same cells. It's like the red cell this time is a guy and the white blood cell's a girl. But that's kind of it. It's like I said, it's more about like, hey, what's up with his lungs? Why does lungs suck so hard? There's like the first chapter has the red blood cell like look at his senior and go like, why are we even doing this? Like, you remember how at the end of the season when they were like, when the guy was like having severe hemorrhaging, the junior blood cell was like being like, we're just gonna die, just give up, stop, right?
Yeah.
That happens at the beginning of Black, because like the lungs are really all fucked up, and the main blood cell goes, why are we still doing this if we're just if like it doesn't change anything? And his superior gives him the same thing, but instead of it being hopeful, like it's all we can do, it sounds a lot more defeated, like, look, this is our job. We have to do it until we die. Like, that's just what it is. Because if we give up, it's not like we're going to change anything. And then the second chapter, when like they're working with an older blood cell, they go to like the liver and see it's fucked up because the guy's an alcoholic, and yeah, it's a whole bunch of shit. But then the old red blood cell dies, and the way your body like recycles, the its waste and produces new cells and shit. They show like the old blood cell gets taken behind a curtain, and he's like presumably being eaten or something. It's a very vague expression because it shows the liver like metabolizing it, and like the main blood cell guy is like crying, and he goes like, yeah, well, he's just, it is what it is, man. This is how we keep moving up until the body gives out. Like, you're gonna get old, you're gonna die, and we're just gonna keep moving on. And I was like, yeah, it's really nuts.
I wonder what made him want to do that. I guess just to show people what it's like to be,
I mean,
like, on drugs and stuff.
It kind of reminds me of, you remember how in Tokyo Godfathers that old guy just dies and he goes like, bye, right?
Took it like a champ.
Like, that's kind of what the old blood cell is like. He takes them to get drunk and hang out, and they're just like bumming around, and then they go like, hey, old man, are you gonna get up? And he doesn't get up, and they're like, oh no. And then his body gets recycled, and his senior blood cell goes like, look, man, that's just what happens, we all have our limits, and then we die, and then we come back into the body, part of the cycle again. Just do the best you can. Like, what are you gonna do? I was like, yeah, I guess, that is what it is.
I still gotta keep working. I hope it gets better.
But yeah, so like, well, the implication from the beginning is it's an older guy, right? Because it's like, oh, he quit smoking 10 years ago, but he started smoking again. He has a drinking problem. And there's a chapter about like sperm production, so presumably it's a guy, and I think it's just an older guy who's reaching the end of his life, and like it's like, here's what his body is like because so much shit has happened throughout his experiences. That's what I mean. Like the regular show seems to be about like just regular fending off disease, right? The thing that your body does regularly. But Black is about like, all right, years into it, after someone has like abused their insides, this is where they're at. It's like, what happens after you've been smoking for 20 years? What happens after you've been drinking for so long? And that kind of shit. The kind of long-term damage it does to your body.
That's interesting.
There's another chapter about like losing your hair, and like how like keratin just doesn't get produced as much, just shit like that. So it's a very different kind of thing. Again, presumably why it's titled Hataraku Saibou Black, because it's like, this is not a young healthy person.
Nah.
So yeah, I'm kind of interested in going back to that and maybe reading more of this manga. So like, this was fun. This was informative. I'd like to see what other things they do.
It feels kind of short too.
Jabber of the Week is a good way to describe the TV show. Yeah,
everything flows very nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not actually short because it's still like a 25 minutes an episode. It just doesn't feel long.
Yeah,
and there's still like 12 episodes. It just doesn't feel long. 13 because the hemorrhage thing was 2 episodes.
And then the special.
So yeah, there's 13. And then, yeah, like, it doesn't feel long. I'll give you that. But it is around the same size as, like, every other kind of TV show.
Yeah. I think because I'm just, like, so messed with, like, oh, how's this gonna look like? Or how does this work? How are they gonna fix this?
Mm-hmm.
Or how are you gonna personify this? That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah. How will this be translated into the... Yeah. That's what I mean by, like, that's neat. I dig that.
Yeah.
Like the food poisoning with the parasite. Like that was cool.
But then it's like, oh, it's not really a story.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just another way to have like a school lesson.
It is a primer on a concept of human biology.
Which I prefer.
Yeah, I once saw a video of a doctor watching this, and he was like, "Oh, this is weirdly accurate." And I'm like, "It does feel like they did the research." When I watch it, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right."
The only thing I think that wasn't accurate is like they never show like what happens when you take a shower, and I'm assuming all the dead cells are getting washed off your.
Yeah, but those are skin cells.
But they're in the epidermis.
This is the immune system. I mean, no, they're not.
They kept saying the epidermis is tearing, and they got the platelets.
Yeah, that's what the giant hole is. It's the skin being broken.
Yeah. So that's what I assume.
That's like when you get
cell.
cut. Like that's what that is.
Oh, they're underneath the skin cell.
Well, no, they're not. They're internal. They're blood cells, dude. Like the skin getting cut is the part where they go like, oh, the epidermis is like, yeah, that's when you get like a cut.
Oh, so they're just saying like the skin cells is the.
That giant hole was the dude got cut. Yeah, the skin cells are the floor.
So they're actually not personified. Okay.
No. It seems to be they cover a lot of other things.
Okay.
Like the lungs themselves, right? Like the alveoli are made up of cells, but the alveoli aren't portrayed as a thing so much as like the place where they go fill up on oxygen and tank CO2. You know, like they walk through the organs.
Oh yeah, they showed the heart as like a beating thong, like a temple or something.
Yeah, it really does look like a temple. It has the giant 10 posts for when they were walking through.
Mm-hmm.
The big old red 10. Those are fun.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. It's not really a story, but
I mean, there isn't really one to be had, is there?
It's a story of your body, I guess.
It's how your body fights off diseases. That's kind of it. Remember to stay hydrated because that's important. Speaking of which, I'm gonna have water.
Sick.
So yeah, man, I don't got shit else to say. Do you?
Nah, I'm good.
Alright, food time, I guess. That's fast.
Huh. Could we say sweet?
I wouldn't say anything was romantic about it at all.
What about the amount of work your cells love you? I don't know.
Your cells love you? Is that what you're gonna go with? Are you gonna look at your like arm and go, inside there is nothing but love? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Alright.
No.
Okay. Cool. It has, I don't know if it has a lot to even do with anything, right? So much it is just like a thing.
So it's kind of airy.
Know what I mean? So like, that would have to be something that's relatively light. Like there's no way it could be a meat. The fact that we're already done says a lot.
So it's not like a cotton candy, 'cause it's not sweet.
Nah, it's not. It's light, but it's not sweet. It's not absolutely nothing, because it's.
There's a wafer too much of nothing.
I feel like a wafer's too sweet, because generally wafers like have creams and stuff in between them.
Oh, no, I meant like a church wafer. I'm not sure what they call it.
Oh, you mean like the ones for communion?
Yeah.
Oh, that's I didn't think about that. Is it because it's the body of Christ?
Is this a religion metaphor?
Is that what you were thinking of? I'm just saying body of Christ. There's something there if you want to go with that. I don't know. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something and then you fucking stopped me with that. God, what the hell is it called? What about naan bread?
Oh, I think I had that.
Naan.
Oh yeah. It's like pita bread.
Yeah, it's like pita bread, but it's like a little more savory. Because pita bread has like a little less flavor.
Mhm.
Because like naan bread is made with like yogurt and eggs.
And
that's what gives it its kind of tangy vibe. But it's not like sweet, you know?
I guess it's healthy.
It's just like, it's nice. But like, on its own, it doesn't really have a lot going on. That's why it's supposed to go with other things.
Recharge nutrients.
It is healthy. It is. I mean, obviously, like any kind of bread, you really shouldn't just eat it. But you know, like you can, like it's as far as things are concerned, it is a lot healthier than eating. I don't know, fucking Pop-Tarts. You know.
White bread.
There's more things in it. Yeah, it's like the yogurt and the wheat flour and stuff. Like, would essentially be slightly more nutritional.
Do you think it could be like a medicine?
I don't know if like a food thing so much as a thing you take, you know?
Technically could.
Like I don't think of like no, I just don't well, in terms of ingestion, yes, but if in terms of like do you take medicine for fun?
No.
Is what I'm saying?
What do you learn about the human body for fun? No.
I do. I watched this show for fun and it was informative. Like the informative part was an afterthought.
Uh,
Like in terms of what the show is, yeah, it's in the forefront. But that's like the thing about that is that it's not the first thing you see when you see the show. You know, you just see the things. You're like, oh, okay.
yeah.
And then you watch it. It's like, oh yeah, this was really fun to watch, and also I learned a lot.
Is there like
I don't think I came into this going, all right, time to learn about the human body, because I could have just fucking read a textbook or something if I wanted to do that.
is there like a healthy food, like a salad? Can it be a salad?
Could it be a salad? Could it be a salad?
Because you make it look fun.
Okay, but the thing about salads, you know, my thing about salads is that a lot of people eat salads with dressing, and dressing is not healthy.
Well, we can make it without dressing.
All right, but now we have to consider what salad it is, because there's a lot of kinds of salad. I don't think it has any meat in it, so it's not a Caesar salad.
Lettuce salad? I don't know.
Hold on. No, there's lots of kinds. So, like, there's more specific ones. Maybe a Greek salad? Like, a Greek salad has tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, onions, and feta cheese.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds alright.
Yeah. I think Greek salad works, don't you?
But isn't something about that sweet?
It's not sweet at all.
No. Are tomatoes sweet? No.
I've never thought of tomatoes as sweet. I don't think anything in there could be really classified as sweet.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't like fucking tomatoes. So really, that's a whole thing.
So I'll say Greek salad without tomatoes.
I feel like a Greek salad's fine. That makes sense.
Leave in the tomatoes? Okay.
Yeah,
I don't-
because that's the way you
I don't
make
like
it.
tomatoes.
That's the way you make it, right? And it's healthy. I'll admit, tomatoes are healthy, albeit I don't like them. I don't have to like them for me to acknowledge their health benefits.
That's fair.
So yeah, Greek salad. We got it. All right, cool. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's time for the news. All right, what do you got?
Not gonna lie.
You forgot?
I don't. I didn't really look up a news thing,
All right, that's fine.
but I'll look up something now. I guess I could talk about Skullgirls. Yeah. So there's academy set up for all the new players,
Okay.
and they had this beginner tournament where the person who came in first won like $100.
That's cool.
And I gotta say, I couldn't really tell they were beginners.
That's kind of what happens sometimes. You never go to the lobby, and then they go like beginners, and then they just stomp you because they're assholes.
No, but they legitimately had like less than 300 hours, and like this community isn't that big, so we know who's like not.
You know the name. You know that name.
Yeah,
You're like, I've had matches with that fuck.
or like the play style and stuff. But yeah, they were really good. Like they went really hard in the lab. It was really cool.
It's good to see that the people who are into Skullgirls are really in, you know? Because like I said, it's always the dedicated base that makes sure it never dies.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and also, okay, Evo's canceled.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Low tier god got banned from Evo, but then it got canceled.
So
So
good, I guess?
he got banned for like transphobic comments.
Oh,
It
that's...
didn't really matter.
Well, I'm not surprised he said something inappropriate, and then people were like, dude, why? This is the same guy who people were worried was gonna beat his girlfriend when he turned off his camera.
Yeah, and then he said get that ass banned
Yeah.
right
And
after.
it's like, it's your fault. It's your fault. So, yeah, that's... Alright. Well, Evo's done, so that's...
But there's gonna be an online tournament maybe, which should be kind of awful.
I mean, yeah.
But then
Yeah, go ahead.
but then Mike Z tweeted maybe use games with good good internet connection like GGPO, and then he listed a bunch of games with GGPO.
The thing is, you also have to expect people to not use Wi-Fi, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of people who are like, no, my Wi-Fi is fine, and then the fucking matches get thrown or ruined, you know? I don't remember when it was, but it was a while ago, like a Smash tournament, you know, since we're all in quarantine. There's a Smash tournament that was like online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the, I think it was like quarterfinals or close to the semifinals or, you know, the finals, where there was like they kept calling for like, yo, I want a latency check because I don't believe that guy's not using fucking Wi-Fi, right? And both of them were using Wi-Fi.
They scummed it out.
And then after a few after a round or two, they were like, okay, fine, you're not doing it. And it was like latency check again, and they were still both using Wi-Fi, and then they just canned the whole tournament. And it's like, God, that's
yeah, it's hard times.
It's hard times, baby. I want to see the players go into the water and get all kinds of wet.
What?
Okay, you don't get that reference, and that's fine. There was an old wrestler. His name was Dusty Rhodes, and that was the thing he used to say. It's hard times, baby.
And then he talked about the water.
That was his thing, and another thing was the thing he said along with Jerry the King Lawler, where he was talking about women with wet T-shirts. He was like, I want to see those ladies go into the water and get all kinds of wet, baby. Like that. Like that's because he was kind of sleazy like that.
Okay.
Yeah, you said it's hard times, and that's just the first thing I thought of. It's hard times, baby. Like, he's passed away a long time ago, and his kids are still out there. Fucking one of them is Gold Dust, and Gold Dust almost convinced Vince McMahon to let him get plastic surgery to get breast implants just to fuck around.
Okay.
He really didn't want to be in his dad's shadow, so he just went all kinds of fucking crazy. Oh, Gold Dust. But yeah, that's entirely unrelated. That's wrestling talk.
Alright, that was my news thing. Evo's canceled, and they might do an online tournament.
Who was it? I feel like it was one of the guys who's like heading the organization that was like for a while saying we're just gonna take it a day at a time, and everyone's like, come on, seriously, we know this isn't going anywhere, seriously.
For canceling Evo?
It was like, we just gotta take it a day at a time. It's like, I don't remember, dude. It was on Twitter. It was just a thing I saw. And they were like, Evo's still technically not closed, and it's like, how is it not over yet? And it finally got canceled. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, it was gonna have to be, right?
I guess people were just hoping.
Like, at this point,
it'll be over by May.
Everyone knows this shit's running till like September at least.
Yeah, I think September.
At least. Some projections are still not sure. Like the governor of New York was going like, hey, it's 50-50 if schools are going to open next semester. Like if we're not just going to keep going online. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I have a different thing to talk about. Have you heard of a streaming service called Retro Crush?
No.
Okay, so the idea is it's free. It's one of those ad-supported things, you know, like a bunch of the illegal websites that everyone is frequent of using. But they're super legit. They got the DMR. It's managed by Digital Media Rights, and they're just like getting the rights to a whole bunch of old anime. And when I say old, I mean like before 2010.
Okay.
So they got shit from like the 80s. They got shit from they recently got Osomatsu-kun from like the 60s, and it's an app. Like it's on you can get it on iOS, Android, Amazon Fire, whatever, the Roku, all that smart TV shit. And yeah, it's super free. It's legit, and it's just showing like a whole bunch of old stuff. So if like you've ever wanted to see really old shit that's hard to find, like I don't know, besides Osomatsu-kun, let's say Cat's Eye from like 89, 88. Yeah, if you don't know what Cat's Eye is, well, now you can fucking get in. It's three girls who run a cafe during the day, and at night they're fucking thieves, and they use it, and they do have a whole thing to find where their dad went, who like disappeared.
Oh, maybe I should get into this old stuff.
And yeah, it's a whole thing.
Oh, they probably have Sakubari-kun.
They probably do. I mean, I don't have the full list, but they've just added a bunch of shit, and that's why I was like, hey, you know, speaking about like fucking old, being able to go back to other shit. They got like Memories from 1995.
I actually think Sailor Moon is hard to find.
Original Bishojo Senshi? It kind of is. If you could still find like the remaining DVD stuff, like DVD rips and stuff, you might, but like it's easier to find Crystal than it is fucking finding original Bishojo Senshi. And they also have like Magical Idol Pastel Yumi from like the 80s. They got a whole bunch of like old shit. They probably have Yatarman too. Like yeah, so that's cool. I think it's cool that like someone's trying to bring back all that old shit, you know?
Mhm.
and go like, no, we need to preserve it. And I'm like, I am glad you did, because someone had to. It can't just be us in illegal methods. The thing that they got that interested me, because I read those books as a kid, I don't know if you did, was Deltora Quest.
No, I never read that.
Okay, so there's like this fantasy series about this kid named Leaf, who's like the son of a blacksmith, and it's like there's 7 magical stones across the land, and like each of the stones has its own power, and then he just like goes to find it with like he makes friends with 2 people, like a girl who lived in the woods named Jasmine, and this big tough guy named Barda, and like it's just some old fantasy bullshit, but they made an anime for it, which is really wild. Of all the things, of all the places that could have went, they made an anime for it. And I read those books when I was a kid, and then I ended up watching the show.
It's like the first isekai, I guess.
Oh no, it's not. It is a fantasy setting. An isekai implies that like he went to that world. It's like, no, he's born in that world. He just lives there.
Oh yeah.
You know what is an isekai? Dog Days, technically.
Wow.
Cause he's not from there. He just showed up.
In the worst way. How did you even show? It was like, oh, we got a magic circle.
Yeah. The dog with the knife showed up and said, let's go. There's a dog with a knife in its mouth, remember?
Didn't it like trick him into landing into the magic circle though? Yeah.
Correct. But he was like, why does that dog have a knife in its mouth? And then that's how Sync ended up in the kingdom of Pastillage. With Princess Mili Hiyore something. They're all so complicated names. They're such complicated names. Leon Micheli something. Like,
are we showing our episode of Dog Days? I feel like we are.
What do you mean?
Like, go watch our episode on Dog Days.
If you wanna know what the fuck we're talking about, go watch the episode about Dog Days, because like, I had all of those names memorized at that moment in time. I can't bother with it now. There's too much. It's too much.
It's too French.
But yeah, there's some of them were really French. Some of them were really Italian. Like Martino, like what was it? Biscotti, the Martinocci. Like it was really Italian. And then there's like really Italian and really French. Those were the 2 things. The main kid's name was French for 5. It was Sync. Remember?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like his name was French for 5. So really, like yeah. I remember now. Eclair. Her name was Eclair Martinocci. That was it. Goddamn. Ricotta. There's a girl named Ricotta. That was the thing.
Wasn't it like something biscuit?
It's Biscotti. That was the name of the.
And the princess name.
Yeah,
was
the
also...
princess's name is Mili Hiyore something. I want to say Fury something. Biscotti. And then he just calls her Milhi. And then it was like the I remember now. The Gallet's Lion Dominion. That was it. And then the princess's name was Leo Micheli Gallet de Rio. All I remember from like 100% for sure, she was voiced by Ami Koshimizu. And she had her little brother, Gao. So presumably he was also Gao Gallet de Ra. Or something. Roa. Or however the fuck you're supposed to say it, because it's French as hell. There's that rabbit that was named Green.
You have to roll the R's in French? I don't even know.
No, it's like Doa. I'm not sure. It's Rois, right? But I'm not sure if that's Roa or Loa. Like, you know, like is there more emphasis on the O, on the R? I don't remember, man. Because it's not actually French. It's random bullshit that a Japanese guy made up because he's like, I like how French sounds. So, there was that one samurai named Brioche, like the bread.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love that samurai. Dekozaru. I was like, where did you pick up this fucking accent in fantasy dog France? How did you get a fucking samurai accent in fantasy dog Italy or in fantasy cat France? Those are the 2 places until the squirrel shows up.
We almost just did an episode on Dog Days again.
Look, man, I haven't even begun to say things about Dog Days because there's like an hour and a half that you can go listen to that's about us talking about Dog Days.
It's an hour and a half? I thought it was like 30 minutes.
I think it's longer. I don't know. I think it's a lot of us saying there's nothing to talk about, but then also naming everybody. Like we go back and forth between saying I don't know what to say. Yo, can you fucking believe? And then like that. Like I think that's what it was.
That sounds like most of our episodes.
No, because there's sometimes where we just go, and that's how you end up with the 3.5-hour episodes like Danganronpa.
Sound to get hype.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot we were doing the show again. This is the third time. All right, it's time to get hype. Get hype.
Get hype.
Yeah, get hype. All right, cool. What are you hype about?
Not gonna lie. Also didn't have a thing to get hyped about.
Seriously?
I
That's even easier than the news thing. 'Cause the news thing doesn't have to be recent.
found a new house artist that I like.
New
yeah.
House? New House is cool.
But it's called NU House, so New House, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you pronounce it New House.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's modern. So like that's what the new there stands for.
His artist name is like Dirty Androids.
Dirty Android?
So
Oh, cool.
it's cool.
Okay. Can't sound
It's pretty relaxing.
Yeah, can't sound super familiar. That's interesting. I'd like to hear that. Is he with the label or is he like on Bandcamp?
He's on SoundCloud.
Ah, okay. So even more like indie.
He's like one of those indie music
I get
artists.
it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes those guys also have Bandcamp, so you can like buy their music. You know, like Android Apartment. Like Android Apartment isn't with the label. He mostly puts up shit on SoundCloud, and then like he'll allow other people to upload his shit to YouTube. But what gives him his money is his Bandcamp, where he like sells the album versions at the highest quality rate for his audio, like Flax and shit. So that's cool.
Yeah, I brought some stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it costs like $1.
Interestingly enough, mine is also music related. I feel like
What you got?
I feel like I've mentioned them before, but Gesu no Kiwami Otome? Have I ever?
I don't.
No?
Unless that's the new. No, I don't remember them.
Okay, yeah. Gesu no Kiwami Otome is a band that was made by the singer and guitarist of Indigo La End, Enon Kawatani. I really love Indigo La End. I actually found out about Guess first. And yeah, Guess started in like 2013, and they do like a really cool thing where they like combine progressive music, like say math rock kind of stuff, like really clean tapping, with like hip hop and like sort of instrumentation. So like a lot of the drum beats and piano vibes are a lot more like lo-fi hip hop kind of inspired, with the cool tapping and guitar stuff. And some of the stuff gets really, really interesting. Like their album, Ryoseibai, is like really, really good. They have like they mostly did EPs up until like until like 2014, and they started putting out like albums. Ryoseibai is the album where I got in, and that was like in 2016. Which is funny because like I found out I like listened to some of the music, right, and it's like really fucking good, and I really like it. But I learned that like they were taking a break because the guy who fronted it, like Enon, right, he cheated on his wife. And then the name of the album suddenly makes a lot more sense, because Ryoseibai means both people are at fault. So it's like
So it's just reflecting that.
like he puts that out there and he goes like, yeah, I cheated on my wife. I just want you to know it's not all my fault. Like this is the reason I cheated. Shut up. But yeah.
No, it's always the guy's fault. 100%.
So yeah, like he's worked with like other groups, and he's gone back to Indigo La End since. But yeah, so like Gesu no Kiwami Otome just recently dropped their latest album,
What's it called?
and they dropped it online, which I think is like really interesting. That's a cool move to make.
What's the album called?
Streaming CD record. So that's the name of the album. I think that's really fun.
Streaming record.
Streaming, record, record.
Okay.
The album they last put out was like 2 years ago, and like you could see it on fucking YouTube like right now. Like they just posted it. They posted it to Spotify, YouTube. It's like pretty much everywhere. And because they put it on those things, that it's like legitimately free. If you want to buy it, you could buy it, but like you don't have to. And it reminds me a lot of the fucking when the Fall of Troy put out their album OK, where it was just out there, and it was like, yeah, if you want it, go hear it. And it's really no big deal. And yeah, Fall of Troy isn't just because of the similarity, but also because that's the last time I was fucking crazy excited to just go like, oh wow, I gotta go check that out. Like just came out of nowhere. And yeah, I really like Enon's music. Like it's really really good. I love a lot of the shit he did with Gesu no Kiwa Miyotome, and Indigo La End. Like it's really 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 cool music. So I'm interested to see where the newest album went. And yeah, it's the new album, and I'm just like really hyped. It came out like Friday, when we're recording this, so that was 2 days ago.
Oh, so you didn't listen to it yet?
On the 1st of May.
Did you listen to it?
Yesterday I was super busy, so I was gonna do it
Oh.
today.
I guess you could have done it while we're recording, but no.
Now there's a limit to the kind of shit I'll do while we're recording. I was reading once while we were recording, but like I have my limits.
Hopefully you weren't like Carl, like reading the manga.
Like reading what we're supposed to be reading. No, I was just reading other shit like 2.5D seduction or something. I don't remember what it was, but I was reading something. But I was like, no, I want to get caught up now. It's fine. It's fine. Isaiah's saying a thing. I can read and listen to him, and then I did. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for this fucking album. So I can't wait to hear it.
All right.
Guess that's it, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been Manga Palette. Thank you for listening. And if you're still here, you guys get it.
Yeah, you guys get it.
Yeah, you guys get it. Bye.